Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be talking about A People's History of Heaven by Mathangi Subramanian. Yep, that's about the best I can do it. Even being Indian, that was hard for me to say. So this is a pretty new release. It came out earlier this year, and I picked it up from the library, and I love this book. This is one of those books where if I was like the type to do superlatives or anything like that, it would probably win for my like most underrated favorite book of the year. Not like number one favorite, but it's one of those books where I feel like more people should know about it. So hence the book review. So this book all takes place in India, and it specifically takes place in this slum in Bangalore, India called Heaven. You're mainly following these five girls who are all really close friends who all live in this slum, and the slum is in danger of being demolished. There were like notices put up by the city or something like that that the government would be tearing this place down, but the bulldozers and whatnot have come about a week early. And so to protest, a lot of the women and these five girls as well go to protest in front of the bulldozers. They stand in front of the bulldozers to stop them from tearing down their homes before they're even ready or close to being ready to vacating them. So that's sort of like the big picture storyline that's going through this book, but that's not really what the book is about. This book is really just about these five girls and their families who all live in this slum. There are all types of girls covered here. They come from varying parts of India. They have different religious backgrounds. And it's really hard to encapsulate what this book is about because it's really just a story about these girls and these people who are living in the slum and the world that they live in and the world that they encounter, and these girls sort of coming of age and figuring out who they are and where they belong in society. It's a book that sounds like it should be depressing because it takes place in a slum, but this is honestly one of the most like heartwarming and hopeful books that I've read in a really long time. It's about standing up for the things that you love and the people that you love and forming friendships and forming families outside of your blood families. And it's a book that I just really, really enjoyed. The writing in here is so beautiful and again heartwarming. I was having like a really terrible week, and every time I picked up this book, it made me feel so much better about life and the world around me. And while I was reading this book, I kept getting reminded of Matilda, specifically the movie Matilda, because it's been a while since I've read the book, but I still have the movie pretty vividly in my memory. And part of the reason why it reminded me of that is because like in the story of Matilda's in this like really terrible situation. Like she's in this abusive family situation. And yet there's a lot of joy and happiness in the movie of Matilda. And obviously there is this character, Miss Honey, who saves the day and things like that. And there is kind of a character, not quite like Miss Honey, but kind of better than Miss Honey. It's like the head mistress of the school that these five girls attend. She's not married, she doesn't have kids of her own, and she seems to be someone who really believes in these girls and believes that they could do whatever they want. She's encouraging them to take their exams for high school and college and encouraging them to try to do better than what society might have planned for them. Like she talks about them becoming lawyers and becoming writers and doing grand things with their life, and she genuinely believes that these girls can do it, which is fantastic, and it makes these girls believe in themselves and believe in each other. All of the characters in here sort of have like a thing about them. Like one of the girls is blind, one of the girls is transgender, one of the girls is a lesbian or, you know, on the LGBTQ. One of the girls doesn't really do well in school and but you can tell she's really smart and all of this stuff. So all of them have sort of like a thing about them, but the author also does a really good job of fleshing out all of these characters so they're more than just like their thing, and also like fleshing out their relationships with each other and their relationships with just like the people around them and this neighborhood and community that they have here in Heaven. This is a really fast read and a really wonderful read. It's hard for me to talk about this book because it's not like I can talk about specific plot points, but everything about this book just brought me so much happiness that I like want to bring that happiness to other people's life. Hence why I'm talking about this book. So yeah, I feel like this is a book that isn't on a lot of people's radar. I mean, I know it's a book that's not on a lot of people's radar because I went to like the Goodreads page and it doesn't have that many ratings. So this is a book that I want to put on your radar. This is probably going to be on my favorites of the year. I mean, I know we're halfway through the year, but there's still a long way to go. But there's a very good chance that this will end up on my favorites. So if you are the type of person who just is in the mood for something heartwarming without being overly cheesy, I definitely think that this is a great book to pick up. There are moments in this that feel a little bit happily ever after or like a little bit too good to be true. But I don't know, sometimes I think it's okay to have stories like that to inspire you and to provide you with a little bit of hope that the world isn't a complete trash fire. So yes, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend it. If you are in a bad mood, pick up this book because I feel like it'll put you in a better mood. And yeah, I can't talk about how much I love this book enough. So that is everything I have for you guys this week. Let me know down in the comments below if by chance you happen to have read this book. Definitely talk to me down in the comment section. Or if you are interested in picking up this book now, definitely leave that down in the comments below. Or if you read it in the future, feel free to come back and talk to me about it. You know, these videos stay up here, so you're always welcome to come back later on once you've picked up the book. So yeah, that's all I have for this week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.